Good morning, day 34 today, Sunday morning, up early, washed, dressed, ready to go. We're off today to see Pete's aunt, and I'm taking a salad with me, which is something that I want to control because she said she was going to be doing a big pasta dish, and Auntie Hill is a feeder. So if I take my own salad, I know that I can control it. And then later on tonight, I'm meeting up with my cousin who I've traced through ancestry.co.uk and we're going to go out for a meal. And so I've chosen the restaurant. I've chosen a restaurant that I can get a steak in, and so I'm really looking forward to that because I feel at the moment that I have a whole control over myself. I think that there's a couple of things that have happened. One, doing this very publicly with lots of you I know are tuning in and watching what I do. And so I don't want to fail for you, but for me too. But also, Tracy posted an article that I read yesterday about carbohydrates. And I know that I am a carbohydrate queen. If you give me a French loaf, I can demolish it. French loaf, bit of cheese, I can eat the whole thing. It might take me an hour or two to sort of graze over it, but I can do it. I love it. I love scones. I love patisserie. You know, one of my favourite breakfasts is a couple of croissants. So reading this article, I now realise that that is my problem. If I eat those things, they cause my sugars to go bananas, and then I crave other similar things. So this article told me that it wasn't my fault. If I eat half a baguette, the other half will be eaten because my body then craves that, because it somehow needs the rest of that French loaf. So my answer to that is I've just got to avoid things like that. And I'm hoping that once I've finished my diet, and I don't even want to call it a diet really, because I really hope that I can have some sort of measure. In my life, when you see me out and about and we go out and do things together, I'm sure you'll agree, I'm either on a diet, in which case I'm rigid, or I'm not on a diet, in which case it's a bonanza. I will eat virtually anything and everything that's put in front of me, and I'll thoroughly enjoy it. And then some of those things I won't actually thoroughly enjoy. I'll just eat them because it's kind of like the tidy me just wants to sort of finish the plate off so that the waiter can take it away. So the problem that I have is that if I then have things that encourage me internally to eat, so more sugars and more carbohydrates and more starches, then it's a recipe for disaster. No wonder I've got to this side. In fact, it's a surprise I'm not even bigger. So I'm not hopefully going to be on a diet. I'm just going to be one of these people that has to be very careful about what I eat and when I eat it. Now, the other thing that I've noticed with these carbohydrates, and it was something that was in this article, is that that's what's given me the feelings that I've had over the years of being a bit woolly-headed, a bit dry-skinned in places. It's given me sort of like, not mood swings, because I'm not a moody person, but it's made me feel tired. It's certainly the thing that puts me to sleep on the sofa at night, because I've noticed since I've been doing this 5-week regime, I come in from a really busy day, and yesterday was case in point. I was up, out the door at 8, working with my nails, and then came straight back in, and then straight out with the pancake van, and we did an event all afternoon. And I didn't sit down on the sofa till about 10 o'clock last night. Now, when I did sit down, I didn't just slip into a coma, which is what my natural tendency to have done before, because I would have obviously carb fueled. I'd have had a couple of pancakes on the pancake van. Probably on the way home we'd have stopped and I'd have picked up a sandwich, or I'd have even had something carby when I got home. So I would have made myself, I don't know, a casserole earlier in the day and some mashed potato. I'd have eaten that, plopped out on the sofa, and then that would have been curtains. Not at all. I sat quite happily with Pete and Hattie. In fact, he dozed off. But I sat with them on the sofa, watched a couple of things that I wanted to watch, absolutely clear-headed, physically tired because I'd been up and around and about and walking and all that sort of thing during the day. So, physically a bit weary. It was nice to sit down, got to be honest. But I wasn't bushed as I would have been before, and just literally had a cup of tea and then snored for a couple of hours before then climbing up to bed and collapsing into bed. So I went to bed probably about midnight, up this morning at 6. I love the early mornings in summer anyway, but it's just so much easier to wake up. That alarm goes off and I'm absolutely ready for it. Really ready to get out of bed. And at the moment, I'm loving getting up, putting my clothes on. They're all feeling a bit different every day, which is fabulous. And yeah, all good. So hopefully, I'm just not going to be a dieter. I don't want to be a dieter. I'd like to be slimmer, but without dieting. So I think I've identified the things that I just can't eat. I'm not saying I'm never going to eat them again, because next time we're out for dinner or something, I don't really go, oh, George, French bread, what do you think you're doing? But I'd like to be more considered around them. I'd like to know that if I have French bread at lunch, then I've just got to write myself off for the rest of the day. So possibly my choice will be not to have French bread at lunch, because I don't want to be woolly. It's like, that's the reason I don't drink, because if I drink at lunchtime, it's a waste of the day. Waste of the day for me completely. The rest of the afternoon I can write that off. And the same now as I get older with drinking in the evening. I don't want to drink in the evening because I know in the morning I'll feel like death. Won't want to get out of bed. Hate wasting a day. Won't lie in bed. Don't want to do that. So